Welcome to my channel, guys. So this is a bit of a different one. 15 minutes, not too bad. So here I'm not showing you my butt. I'm actually just showing you how long my real natural hair is. And it's not thick, I just have a lot of it, so it makes it look thick. So this is a dreadlock installation. I'm going to install 3 double-ended white dreadlocks for the color contrast. Plus, I like the white. So you're going to start off with make sure your hair isn't freshly washed and it has no product in it, but it's also not dirty and greasy. So I washed my hair last night and it's been like 24 hours, so perfect. Now you're going to part your hair right down the middle of your head as if you're doing pigtails, and you're going to do it all the way down the back. And what I do is I put an elastic in one side as tight as I can, so that way it makes it easy to see how straight your part is. I find if it's loose, you need both hands to kind of hold the hair apart. This is just so hard on your own, but it worked out. That was straight. So now I'm going to take the other side and start the first row. So I'm only doing 1 row of 3 for right now. So I'm just going to take, I think it's, I feel like they say inch by inch squares, but I did mine extremely, extremely thick. So this is my first row. I definitely could have gotten a couple, but the nape of my neck hairline is kind of awkward. So once that is straight, I tighten this side as much as I can, twisting it, twisting it, twisting it. I look like Princess Leia throughout the whole thing. It's actually kind of cool. So twist it as tight as you can. Again, like I said in the beginning, it's so you can see the part easier, because ironically, this is the hardest part, is parting. And then you're going to do the exact same thing with the other side. So you're going to try to align it up with this horizontal line on the other side, and then part your hair again so it lines up. This one didn't go as smoothly, and I had to do it a few times. I think I completely take my hair down, all of it at one point, and just start fresh because it was just, it went upwards. And a little tip I'm going to give you is when you're parting your hair, I usually don't do the mirror method because you're mirrored and it can be really confusing, especially if you're not used to installing dreads. Um, but when you are parting your hair, make sure your head is straight. I know we have a tendency like to bend our heads in all different ways so we can see it in the mirror, camera, whatever. Um, Make sure when you're doing the actual line and the parting that your head's straight, because then when you actually do straighten it out, it won't. It'll be crooked. So yeah, I kind of gave up here and I'm like, okay, starting over. And this is just the first row, guys. And if you're like me, doing this on somebody else is not as hard. It definitely does not take as long. And I've got some hack coming up here that will help you, either if you part your hair, because it's got to be in brick layering. So that's one of the parting methods and the only one I do. I'm not going to make it any harder on myself. So basically, I'm going to do my first row of 3, and then the second row will overlap. Like, so the middle of, well, we'll see. Part 2 is coming up another time. Then when I'm happy with that side, I brush it all forward so it's straight, and again, I tighten it up so I can see the parts in my hair very clearly. And yeah, Princess Leia, here we go. And it's all down now in the back, so it's not split in the middle anymore. It's just all down straight across horizontally. So this is going to be my first section, and I was pretty happy with just doing that blindly. So cool. Make sure you have elastics, and a lot of them. So you're going to take that section and your dreadlock, obviously. You're going to part that section horizontally. So first you make that square by parting it vertically, then you part it horizontally. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not too crooked. It really doesn't matter. Then grab the bottom strand through the dreadlock, make sure it's in the middle. Then you're going to take, I would say, 2 elastics. I always double, triple up. And you're just going to put that piece of that section that you wrapped around the dreadlock horizontally in the elastic. And then boom, that dreadlock's not going anywhere. If it's crooked and not center, you can slide it around, and it allows you to get the parting done and the sectioning done for the rest of your dreads. And there's been a couple of times I've parted my hair kind of, I would say, prematurely, and just, I had, say, 3 rows installed and the fourth row was parted and done, but just in elastics. So it's super convenient in both ways. You can put the elastic in just to separate your sectioning as if you were getting real dreadlocks. I believe they do that with real dreadlocks. So again, here, dreadlocks in the middle, you grab the hair from the bottom through the dreadlock, slide it to your head, and elastic that bitch up. Now, you don't want it too tight, but regardless, these elastics and stuff, they slide. It's the braiding. You don't want it too tight because it will get itchy and irritated, especially if you're not used to it. And that's another cool thing about dreads is you can literally just wrap them around, put them up in a bun and tie them together and they stay. So I'm doing, I think I'm doing the last one here in the middle, and it's really super thick, especially for the size dreadlocks that I picked. I picked the skinniest ones, and I think this is the thickest I've made my sections. So again, grabbing your hair underneath, the strand underneath, through the dreadlock, and then having the top and the bottom around the dreadlock, put an elastic to secure it, and bam, now you have all 3 of your dreadlocks secured in place, and you know that they are even tip to tip. Bam. But we're not done, obviously. So you've got 3 double-ended dreads. Technically, it looks like 6 dreads. Clips, more clips, clips. So clip up all of the dreads other than the one that you're going to be braiding. I always tend to braid the back end of the dread, the one that's going to be covered by my hair more. And then, so the part you're not braiding, just put it up and use another little clip. Now, I don't know if this is really like braiding or whatever. There's so many different techniques, but my hair is longer than the dreadlocks, and I kind of like this. I call it the Viking braid, but some people will braid and use the dreadlock as like the third strand of the braid. I just wrap the 2 pieces of my hair around it, twist, wrap around it towards the front again, twist, wrap wrap it around towards the back, twist. So twist, wrap, twist, wrap, twist, wrap. See? Wrap, twist, wrap, twist, wrap, twist, wrap. So you can make these tighter too. There's another stitch type that I talk about in my other blog, the Huge Dreadlock blog. I talk about, I think it's called the blanket stitch. Not a huge fan, but I haven't tried it. I don't like the look of it. It looks like just one big long, I don't know, friendship bracelet a quarter of the way down your hair. And where my hair is so long, it would definitely be noticeable. So I usually just like making the Viking braids so that way it looks like almost like they're decorated with thread, but the thread is my hair. Then you're going to pinch the end of it when you get to the end and then wrap the excess hair around the dreadlock. When I'm putting in the elastics, I tend to pinch the elastic as I'm pulling it through. And then as soon as I'm going to like switch hands or anything, I pinch the elastic again before pulling any more hair through. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it helps with the elastics snapping and breaking. The black ones have, I don't know, for some reason, the black ones that I have a lot more, they're thicker a little bit. My clear ones tend to break a lot. So that works out for me. So now I'm going to do the one on this side, and I'm going to take the part that I'm not braiding, stick it up, and then start braiding down this one the same way. So wrap, and you got to make sure no loose hairs are like either tangled in other dreads in other sections. You know, loose hairs from sections get tangled in your braid. You're gonna make sure that you want, you know, the hair, it's kind of hard because it has to be dry. Don't use like gel. It, if you're planning, I mean, I can't do as I say, not as I do. I do use a little bit of gel or hair cream for the bottoms when I'm twisting my hair and putting the elastic in, just to keep that like stray strand from sticking out. But it, I don't leave my dreads in for very long at all. So if you're going to change them every like week or two, shouldn't be too bad. Um, if you're planning on leaving them in for a while, don't use hair products. It causes buildup. And shampooing your hair is fine, and shampooing the dreads is fine. Just again, no conditioner, no hair products. It will cause buildup. I personally have only had a full head of dreads twice, maybe. I usually go for a half head because I lose my patience. So it's really easy for me to wash my hair. I just wash, obviously, the top part and then pin the dreads back so they stay out of the water and wash my actual hair. And we are on the final one. So I really wish it went as fast as this video is going. Here you can kind of see the twist and wrap, twist and wrap. It gives the same look. I don't know if it's the same kind of technique. I just find it's really easy to explain, it's easy to do, it's easy to catch on to get the same look. So I was like, I'm tired at this point. You can't hear it in my voice. Yeah, it's late. I haven't been sleeping much too much lately, so it's time for bed, but I wanted to get this voiceover done and get this posted for you guys. So yeah, because I actually, it's been over a year since I have worn dreadlocks, and maybe not over a year, but close to a year, yeah, maybe, since I've worn dreadlocks, and I haven't even really fully made one yet. I've been kind of working on them here and there, but it's either crocheting one color, ADHD, switching over to another one, and backcombing. You know, I haven't gotten one done from point A to point B yet. But I do have a ton of pre-mades in so many different colors. So this is the fun part. I'm doing the first row white. Next row, who knows, could be a mixture of pink, light blue, purple, turquoise. We'll see. Black maybe, because my hair is black, but I don't know. I like it when it stands out, just the black and whatever color. I usually go for the red, black and the red, but I'm gonna do something different this time. Even though I rock the red, it looks so good. And these are just double-ended, but you can have a mixture of double-ended and single-ended dreadlocks and use the single-ended usually towards the back of your neck, like where I did the install around your hairline and on the top. So I don't have much experience with installing on the top, especially on myself. I do on other people, but myself, I kind of had a hard time. I think I went with like a spot missing that didn't have a dread installed. I didn't care. So right now I'm done that row. Definitely not starting second row. And just I'm putting my hair up in pigtails so I can keep that part down the middle. And then when I'm going to make the second row, I just have to take one pigtail out at a time and make another part horizontally on each side and do the exact same thing.